been over a week since I did my last video. Not for the want of painting, but I did cardinal sin and ran out of decal medium. Said I was running short in the last video, and I waited till I ran out like an idiot. So I've waited a while, got myself some new medium and cracked on with some painting. So let's have a look at what I've been doing. As you can see, it's I wouldn't say a command squad, they're part of my command squad, and a Terminator or a Praetorian Terminator armour. So I just thought I'd spin them around a few times on the old stand, and then I'll show them individually. So like I say, I've got a Praetorian power armour, and I've got Praetor power armour, Apothecary, yeah, and Standardbearer. So standard World Eaters colour scheme. I've chosen with all my characters, sergeants, etc. to mimic the Primarch's tattooed face. So each one of these has individually got some sort of nod to the Primarch. So we've done a spin, so I'll fade out now and I'll come back with each figure individually and just show you around them so you can have a look. Cheers guys. Okay, so the first figure I'm going to show you is my Praetor in Terminator armour. Not much to say about him. I changed his weapon to chain axe because it's more appropriate for the old World Eaters. I've also bought him a cloak to put on his Terminator armour. It's actually purchased off eBay. It's Zafor's cloak. As you can see, I added a big World Eaters transfer to the back of it there. Actually, now looking at it through the camera, I'm kind of thinking the cloak is maybe a bit too shiny, so I might dull it back down with a bit of satin varnish. Just your usual techniques gone into it with the old, darkening of the leg area, because they're not going to be clean at the end of the day. So yeah, it's I'm kind of going for damaged scenery, lots of rusty metal on a lot of my figures. Try and make the army match as if they're going through some sort of explosion. So, like I say again, very new to this, so you'll have to excuse me. There you go, the old World Eaters tattoos. I don't know if you should do it or shouldn't do it, but I've decided to do it, so happy days. So yeah, that's my Praetorian Terminator armour. I'll fade out and grab another one. See you in a minute. Hello again guys, third figure for you to look at is my Praetor in power armour. A lot of the power armoured guys have decided to use the shoulder pad off the World Eaters. It's Forge World Eaters conversion set. They come with these extra hooks, a little nod to chaos for what they're going to become in the future. Again, lots of weathering around the suits. As you can see, a bit of weathering on the old backpack. I'm really pleased that I've made the decision to sell my Blood Angels. There's so much more I can do with the World Eaters, and I'm really enjoying doing them. I was kind of restricted, and I restricted myself with the World Eaters as well because I was convinced wrongly convinced that they should be in Mark IV armour, because I didn't think the Mark III and the Mark II suited them, but obviously they were part of the Great Crusade, so they would have used that armour, but that was just my interpretation. So I've used the Forge World Crew guy's head, which is something I've always liked and never been able to use it. Again, there's the tattoo on his head as a nod to the Praetor. So yeah, he's looking good. I like him. I'm actually starting to do a lot more damage to the decals as well, which was something that I never did in the past, but I've picked it up off the internet ideas. So I'm going to put a lot of the ideas into fruition on my army. So there you go, Praetor number 2. What a dude. So I'll fade out, grab another. Cheers guys. Right, so here's my Standardbearer. Bit of a copy off Moggy from Moggy Miniatures. Somebody who I respect greatly, so when I'd seen his Standardbearer I thought, right, I'm having that idea for myself. Done a very similar banner to what he did, except I used a different decal on there. Again, using the conversion kit from Forge World, the cornate one, with the shoulder pads. Like how I'm in a lot of my guys with chain axes. There's a few chain swords in my army, but mainly chain axes. Somebody had seen a technique that I'd done using these scratches, and I thought, you know, because they'd mentioned it, it was obviously something that they liked, so I thought, sod it, I'll do it more often. So there we go, Standardbearer to my army. Nearly got rid of this guy. When I glued him together originally, I wasn't keen. It was one of them conversions where you kind of turn your nose up, but now he's painted. He looks pretty good. Again, on his forehead there, a little tip of the hat to Angron. So, the last chap. I originally wasn't going to go for an apothecary, because my limited knowledge of the fluff, I kind of presumed that World Eaters would just not bother with wounded, they'd just leave them, you know, they've fallen in battle kind of thing. But having listened to, I think it might have been Betrayer on the audio books, and also Butcher's Nails, there's a main character who is actually an apothecary. So I thought, that's the only excuse I need to buy myself an apothecary. Got my hands on this Mark IV. I'm also going to do a Mark III eventually, but this guy came up to me, so I just thought, yeah, we'll have him. Again, got the awesome patch that I've decided to do on the helmets of command groups, etc. So yeah, it's coming out quite well. Gonna have to get myself some sort of better lighting so I can show you in more detail, because I do a lot of battle damage, wear and tear around the bottoms of the legs. You know, they're not going to be pristine bombing across all these planetary drops that they do. You know, they might clean the suits up once in a while, but can't see them doing it too often. I know the loyalists are more, you know, specific about keeping the suits clean, but I'm doing traitors, so, you know, who cares about a mucky suit? So there you go, that's my week's worth of painting. I'm also doing a couple of bits on commission work. I shall just put this guy to one side and I'll show you my next project that I've got in mind, which is this beast for my friend in America. And there he is. Probably the best looking Contempt Dreadnought that Forge World have released so far. Sons of Horus Contempt Dreadnought. I've showed you one of these before for the same guy. when he sent it through to me, I kind of queried the weapons he'd sent. Didn't say anything to him because at the end of the day it's his own personal choice, but heavy bolter on a contender dreadnought has always been a questionable weapon in my eyes, and when he said he was sending me another contemptor and it came through with 2 Kerr's assault cannons, that made me smile, because I've done this twice now. I've got 2 World Eater contemptors with Kerr's assault cannons. So yeah, that'll be my next job. I'm sure I'll do a video on it. You know, a lot of people have showed a lot of interest in the Sons of Horus I've been doing, so you know, I'll keep adding them in there. You know, something's different to look at than just World Eaters. Thank you very much, Mr. Compressor. So on that note, I shall leave you and hope that you enjoy the video and hope you like the figures I've done. Cheers guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks.